Okay, lots of colors. That's me, very colorful. This is my friend Arthur Inglot, AI, who actually helped me to draw this very intuitive picture, which I prompted. Because a prompt, like a vision, is something that you guide. And it has so much of you in it, so much color, and you see a lot of code. But let's agree on some things. What is this vision that Peter has been talking about, that Emma will talk exactly after me, that Josh has asked us to speak about? Let's agree on some things. A vision is a future-looking statement. It is something, a state where you want your business, in the case of a business vision, to be in. And I come from the business world, so I'm going to speak about business vision. And it is something that is invisible to many. We will come back to this very soon. Do you think that by extrapolating this graph, this is my company, I am telling anyone what the vision of the company is? I'm just looking at the past. I'm just putting in a mathematical algorithm that fits the best way to a trend, and it's giving me a predicted future. Is that a vision? What do you think? Correct. That is absolutely not a vision. Thank you. At least you didn't leave me alone. But small steps, decisions, all along the way, is something that will slowly build your vision. Peter was absolutely right. This is more like a foggy compass, than a laser pointer. A vision is something that grows with time. It is something that you invest in continuously. It is something that changes because the world changes. Peter said, if there is one constant, that is change. Couldn't agree more. So, where do you start? And what will we do today? But some shockers. Peter mentioned some of them already. So, we know that companies that have a clearly communicated vision and articulated vision, according to Harvard Business Review, not Chris Busuttil Delbridge, grow 3 times faster than any of their competitors. We also know from Forbes, again, not me, that companies led by visionary leaders grow and create revenues which are 2.5 times more than any other company. So what is the secret sauce and why is it important? Only for the money? We know that, as I said before, and we agreed already upon this, vision is when you can see a target that no one else can. I have been inspired by so many of you in this room. I look around, I recognize faces, I recognize people from social media, and I have been inspired in my vision by so many things that you said, did, achieved, targeted, commented on. From the youngest to the oldest. Thank you. This is how we help each other. This is how we build this community. This is how we become better. And if I had to start something today, that would be the initials of my name. As I said in my teaser video, I'm Christopher Busuttil Delbridge, CBD. When you play with these 3 letters, you become very proficient at it, believe me. And you also become very creative. It's inspirational. There are many parallels that you can draw, but nothing is what it seems. So let's see a bit more about this. Maya Angelou, who was an African-American literary expert or guru, said that one man's dream, or wherever you can put it, one woman's dream, a solitary fantasy, can transform the lives of millions. We know many people in the world who have transformed the lives of millions, but sometimes we think of that as something very far away. But you know what? It could be 10, it could be millions, it could be hundreds, it could be 1. But each one of us has someone attached to his or her decisions, vision, dreams, decisions. So we take that with extreme responsibility, especially if we're going to start growing and leading a business. The impact of a clear vision cannot be understated. So how do we grow beyond our dreams? It's by looking up. Is it by this crystal ball divination? CBD. Is it by this celestial body destination? CBD. It's, you know what? Rooting yourself. Let's learn from nature. The biblical mustard seed. What do you think it does first? Start laying bark? Start growing up? Any plant in this world will do the one thing first. It will root. This is the root for anyone who is a life scientist like me. I'm a scientific person by training. I'm a scientist. And then it shoots. This is the shoot. So if I have one single advice to give anyone building a dream, a vision, it is root before you shoot. Let me tell you what I mean by that. And I have been doing this for so long. This is my 26th year at the helm of Evolve, which is the company that I lead. I was alone. Now we're 36 people. We're doing international business as well. And we help people with scientific solutions, very nerdy things, okay? But I built something just for you. Thanks to this challenge I was given, I tried to decipher how I have been inspired by some of you here, by others, by books, by failures, successes, to try and figure out a way how to go, a roadmap, if you want, from my current state to my desired new reality. Current state, desired new reality, from C to D. I told you, play with this, there's no end. Believe me, I'm just going crazy with it. So, long story short, if we start with the heart, because Peter mentioned Simon Sinek, the why, the rooting, the purpose, what do you stand for? What are your values? What do you want? So this is who I am. This is who I want my company to be. This is how we are built. Once that is clear, your cause, your purpose, your why, then you can start your journey. This is where it starts. And this is a 9-point plan I will be sending. Josh has already everything. So whoever thinks that this might be useful, you can contact Growth Gurus and they will handle it. Then send me the check, Josh, afterwards. So, because my time is running out. Mela, 3 points. Let's find our cause. There are books. Find your why. Start with the why. I don't need to repeat that. Go to Simon Sinek, buy the books, do the exercises, you'll know. But then challenge it. And then we'll give you one very, very interesting story by Jeff Bezos. Jeff Bezos, you all know, was asked so many times, what is going to change in the next 10 years? Why do you want to know what is going to change in the next 10 years? Because I want to be the first to tap it. Would you want to build a business model based on something that's going to change in 4 years' time, in 5 years' time? That will be expired, defunct very soon. Let me tell you how we should do this. That's how he challenged it. We should ask the right question, because asking the right questions will lead us to the right answers. What is not going to change in the next 10 years? And I can tell you, he said, people will still want to have choice, fast delivery, good value for money. That is where I'm going to build my business model on. And this is how great visionary leaders create or co-create the future. I cannot claim to have created the vision I have right now in its current state alone. I was inspired, as I told you, by all of you, and especially, and by books I read, but also by my colleagues. So this is a co-creation of a future state. Something that right now we don't know. How will we find out what it is? We know where we are, and we don't know where we want to be. So we will challenge, we will challenge every single aspect, the question itself, the business we are in all possible ways. Then we will create options. We'll try to change. We thought we created options. Then we get inspired by others. We'll create more. We'll speak to friends, colleagues, people who know nothing about our business. We will be bold because so much is at stake. Then we'll break it down completely to very small pieces. And after we break it, like Lego, we'll start rebuilding it. But it's not enough, because we will rebuild in one way, but we need to rebuild in so many other different ways. And that's where cold showers, dark chocolate come in. These are dopamine releasing methods. Exercise. Dopamine creates creativity. My best ideas are in the shower. Once a month, obviously. But yes, so honestly, 20 seconds to 30 seconds of a face plunge in ice cold water. This is the Wim Hof method. You all know Wim Hof, right? This is the Wim Hof method. Will increase your dopamine levels, which gives you creativity, and it will definitely help you in your visionary creating methods. So finally, we created so many different things, alone, in tandem, together, cooperation. We need to decide. You cannot do everything. Laser focus once you decide. And then go for it, guys. Disrupt it. Just dedicate yourself. Be completely into it. And this 9-point method, split into a 3x3 matrix, will give us the heart, where it all starts, where we bring ourselves, what is our cause, what is our purpose, which goes to be rationalized by the brain, and then goes to the things that we do things with, that we achieve to our arms. So this is how we change our current state to our future state. And that's my CBD framework.
Well done.
My final slide. Don't be disheartened. We've heard the adage, a journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step. But this shortest poem that I have ever read also says it quite nicely. As you start to walk on the way appears. Good luck, future visionaries.
Yeah.
Thank you.